the front to the back, with the step to the side, bear wheel on. You the move to the chick, she don't mind bang, ya mean ke wheel on. Me self, my girl be that bro, she pen ya no bear wheel on. And ya mean ke wheel on.
What's good, my family? It's your boy Moffy, and thank you guys so much for streaming Whoa featuring FulLCircl. It just dropped a few days ago. I can't be more appreciative of what you guys have done for me. Let's get it.
Sweet. Now this song really reminds me of Joey B and then Kid Black's Choco Special. I want you to break it down to us as to like what went into the making of this song.
So the beat was a beat made by a Kumasi guy, a Kumasi producer called Dab, and then he posted it on Twitter. So once I saw the tweet, I checked the sound out and I was like, yo, nah, this sound, they take me back to times where we would go like bunyo parties and stuff like that as a kid. So I told him to send me the instrumental, and then he sent it. And then I think I was in my bedroom at that point, and then I started writing the song. And I started doing a little dance to it, you get. But basically, it just takes me like back to days where we had like bunyo parties, like in the Ghana communities where they block the roads and stuff like that. So it's like a very memorable song to me. You get.
Interesting. Now, listening to the song, you started by mentioning Sempe, right?
Yeah.
Which is a significant place to a particular people who come from like the Ghana tribe. Why is that?
So for starters, I'm from Sempe. That's like my hometown, and it's in Accra. It's in Jamestown. So I intentionally put it in there because of what the song represents. Like it represents me having a feeling of home. You get it. So that's why I put it in there.
Interesting. Also, we are still on the intro. I realized that before you even begin the song, you went in by saying Southside. It reminded me of growing up. There was this man who used to like work in our neighborhood. We call him Side here, which is basically Southside. But then we are saying it in Ghana. The side here basically means side. We are mentioning side in Ghana.
Yeah.
I want you to break it down for us. What is Southside supposed to signify to us well?
Okay, so Southside signifies two things. It signifies me coming from the south side, which is like the Ghana place, like the sea and stuff like that. And also I have a record label for myself, which is Southside Rising. So basically it's like a record label that represents like the Ghana people. So for future like stuff like that, I want to be able to have like the Ghana artists that don't have like the support and stuff like that on that record label. So that's why I mentioned Southside.
Interesting. For my research too as well, I realized that this is your second record. If I stand to be corrected, this is your second record that is being predominantly sang in Ghana.
Yeah.
Why do you feel the need to like constantly include your like native tongue in your music?
So it's basically a cultural thing, like being able to showcase my culture through my music. So I try as much as possible to sing in Ghana so that I can introduce people to what we really like hold dear to our hearts, which is the language. So yeah, that's why I always try and put at least some Ghana in the lyrics somewhere, be it the hook, be it the verse, it has to represent.
Why do you say some Ghana, most Ghana?
Most Ghana, it's not most Ghana. Sometimes I blend with Pidgin, sometimes I speak Chi as well. Most of the times I try to add a lot of English because from the home I come from, it was mainly speaking English than speaking Ghana. So having to learn the language to the point where I can actually sing, it like means like a great deal to me.
Yeah. Interesting. I also wanted to know this. Why do you feel like FulLCircl was the perfect fit for the song?
He was the perfect fit. FulLCircl is a brother. He's also from Mamprobi, which is around like the south side as well. So like I said, it's basically about trying to put on most of the Ghana niggas, because to some extent I feel like people from that part, like from my part, don't really get like showcased. Apart from when we mention Ghana artists, we have like a few of them like popping off, and Romeo has been doing like amazing on the music scene, and I felt like he was the perfect fit. We had hopes of putting like one more Ghana artist on there, but it couldn't pull through. So yeah, that's why we have Romeo.
You almost teased that us by mentioning the person's name, but we don't do rumors here.
I did?
You just teased us, but then you didn't mention the person's name. But I also heard that Marius Omari was supposed to be the third fit on this particular song. Why didn't that happen?
As at the time I reached out to him, he mentioned that he was recording his tape and he was logged in, so he couldn't make time, and it was within like a short period where we're trying to figure out everything. So even if you listen to the song, there's like a gap that sounds like it's just a jam session, but actually it's like someone's verse is missing. And putting it out was very intentional. So when there's a remix, it's easier to put like the verse on there and then everything pops up.
Interesting. Most people might feel a certain way about having their songs classified into a certain genre, but I remember like, bro, you were just telling me that, bro, my song did drop. If the song drop, we go dance. And I want to ask you this: is it cool? Is it okay to classify this particular record or this particular song as a support?
Very, very cool. And if I get stuff like the stores go allow make we put a support as the genre for the custom, and if you rep what you believe in. And like I said, this song like really takes me back to days where like we used to go to like places like that to dance a support and stuff like that. So channeling that particular sound is like a big thing for me that I didn't even expect myself doing. So yeah, even in my song description, I put in there as a support also local. So yeah, it's very, very, very important.
Interesting. One thing I know about the Ghana people is Ghanaians are known to like really, really have fun, and they are known to even start trends on their own, based like in their community, right? Listening to the song has a certain bit where the verses, your bit ends, Romeo's bit also ends, and then it just runs through. You just mentioned that Marius was supposed to be there, but then you deliberately left it out. But I know that songs are never finished until you decide to put it out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure you had to hold yourself back from putting something there. Talk to me about it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so after I couldn't get the Marius verse, I decided to put like a second verse on there. It took a lot of thinking because myself, Jasper, and then Ike, we kept thinking, should we put a second verse? Should we get Gasmela on there? Should we get EO on there? Should we get... It was a whole lot of like process of thinking whether we need a second verse or we need somebody else to fit in there. But it took me a while to sit and realize that the song itself was done and didn't really need like a second verse like we wanted. And I listened to it several times and I realized that, bro, the jam session need past everything, because it had like subtle bits from the chorus in there that I know that when people listen to it, or even when there's a float or something and people are Sheen Jama or something, they would definitely like vibe to it, dance to it and stuff like that. And as you guys know, I know like a few dancers as well, so I shared it with them, and that's like parts of the song that they really vibe with. So I was like, you know what, let's just put it out like that. And then we put it out, and it's been doing amazing since then. So yeah, lovely stuff.
Bro, Woyalano is a Ghana word, right?
Yeah.
It's actually a Ghana phrase or a Ghana sentence, whatever you call it. But then there are certain terminologies in Ghana when you are being told, it doesn't have like a literal meaning.
Yeah, it doesn't have a literal meaning.
What is Woyalano supposed to mean, bro?
For myself, it means to, first of all, speed up. Yeah, fast. Make you not waste time, basically. Like, if you do something where, like, it did drag you back, Charlie, Woyalano, feel more, yeah? Like, sharp, make you not waste time. So basically, that's what I was talking about. Because writing the song in that period, like I say, I always try to put bits of myself in my music. So there was a whole lot I was going through that I felt like, you need to make up your mind and just move, because taking the risk might actually benefit you or something. So I was like, you know what, Charlie, feel more fast, no way, Alano, be about.
Interesting. I remember there was this time you were on Instagram Live and then I joined. And you actually told us that, yeah, Charlie bro, at the studio with Romeo right now. And then we saw that, right? And when I just saw, I had an idea, but I didn't really know that this was what you guys were cooking up until the thing was released.
You even wanted to add a verse, so where's your verse?
My open verse, you did have to But I want to know, after releasing Joe and then coming back with Woyelano, right? Obviously, people were really, really fucking with Joe. I really want to know how the audience reception has been like for Woyelano.
Well, like I said in the beginning of the video, it's been amazing because after Joe, I realized that my audience or my fan base actually like to dance. Like they like to like have fun. So whenever they hear songs like that from me, they are really excited and they start to put more people on. And because of that, I've been able to like open a different sphere of like fan base that I didn't even think I would have to date. So it's been great. It's been amazing. There's a couple challenges that will be coming around as well. So Charlie, I expect that when it starts, everybody hops on it. They start to do the dance and everything. Wow.
Interesting. Take us home.
Charlie, thanks a lot for having me. It's been amazing. Thanks a lot for listening to all my songs. There's more coming up. There's an imminent tape coming out. I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm saying this. Keep streaming all my songs and we'll meet at the top.
To the front, to the back, with the step to the side, bear Woyelano. You the move to the chick, she don't mind banya minke Woyelano. Me self, my girl be that bro, she paying ya no bear Woyelano. And you minke Woyelano.